Under the relentless African sun, the savanna shimmers with heat and quiet tension. The heavy air seems to hold its breath as predator shadows glide silently through the golden grass. Every sound, every subtle movement carries the promise of a struggle where survival is the only prize. Here, nature offers no second chances. A distant lion's roar declares ownership of the land, while a herd of antelope remains on edge, aware that a single mistake could be fatal. Far away, hyenas linger with calculated patience, waiting for the perfect moment to claim their share in the unending contest for life. In this land of extremes, beauty and danger exist side by side. Each sunrise reveals new stories of courage, strategy, and sacrifice, while every sunset bears witness to brief triumphs and unavoidable losses. Because on the savanna, survival is not merely an option, it is a masterpiece shaped by instinct, strength, and fate. Sabuti is a name that carries the weight of a warning. In this harsh corner of Africa, the sun does more than warm the land it burns, drains the soil until it cracks, and turns every day into a trial of endurance. The air shimmers with heat, and red dust rides the wind, clinging to skin, leaves, and every living thing. In this unforgiving landscape, lions hold dominion, but their rule is never guaranteed. Each sunrise demands proof once again of strength, of patience, and of the unity that binds the pride together. Across the yellowed grasslands, a pride of lions lies in quiet watchfulness. The males, crowned with thick, dark manes, stand guard like living sentinels. The females leaner, faster form the heart of the hunting force, while the cubs tumble through the tall grass in clumsy play, unknowingly rehearsing the laws of a ruthless world. Every awkward leap, every playful bite carries the promise of a future warrior. The adults observe with steady calm, aware that within those fragile bodies lives the continuation of a bloodline that has endured for thousands of years. At dawn, the horizon ignites in shades of gold. The pride emerges from its shelter with burning resolve. Fear has no place here. There is only the will to prove strength, to hunt, and to endure in a savanna that shows no mercy to weakness. Not far away, a herd of zebras grazes in quiet confidence, unaware that danger lies hidden in the grass. Their striped bodies flow across the plain like a living mirage, a visual trick that confuses many predators but not the lionesses of Sabuti. They read the language of the wind and sensed the subtle rhythm of the herd with practiced instinct. Step by step, the gap narrows. Muscles tighten beneath tawny coats. Eyes settle on a young foal drifting just beyond the safety of the group. The air grows heavy with anticipation, stretched tight like a bowstring moments before release. In an instant, the stillness shatters. A golden shape erupts from the grass like lightning. Hooves thunder across the plain, pounding like frantic drums as a cloud of red dust spirals into the air. A sharp cry cuts through the chaos. The lion has seized its moment, bringing the chase to an abrupt end. The struggle fades quickly, resolved by the ruthless efficiency of nature. The pride converges, forming a tight circle around the fallen zebra, claiming the hard-earned reward of patience and precision. In Sabuti, every success is a feast, but also a reminder written into the dust. Hunger will return with the next sunrise. Under the unforgiving midday sun, the lions set out once more. This time, their attention locks onto a herd of African buffalo. Massive and powerfully built, the animals move as a single unit, their curved horns forming a living barricade. Their size commands respect, but hunger leaves little room for hesitation. Sienna, the most seasoned lioness, studies the herd carefully and selects a target, an aging bull with a slight limp. The plan is simple and dangerous to draw him away from the group. The lions advance with measured restraint, closing the gap without a sound. The tension thickens, heavy enough to feel in every breath. Then the ambush is triggered. A male bursts forward, slicing through the grass in a sudden charge. But this time, the prey does not flee. This time, the buffalo stand their ground. They wheel around as one and surge forward with astonishing force. A powerful rush sends a young lioness tumbling aside. Roars, bellows, and swirling dust collide in a moment of raw chaos. The hunt dissolves as quickly as it began. The buffalo press on, unbroken and defiant, leaving the lions behind, exhausted, bruised, and empty-bellied. In Sabuti, even the kings must sometimes retreat. Failure weighs heavier than wounds. Hunger becomes a constant ache, and the soft cries of the cubs ripple through the pride like a painful echo. In Sabuti, the savannah shows no mercy for recklessness or poor judgment. With every setback, the lions learn. Those who once relied solely on raw strength now understand that endurance, patience, and experience are the true weapons of survival. Defeat does not fade, it settles into the shared memory of the pride, shaping their decisions and sharpening their instincts for the next chance. At the next dawn, golden light once again washes over the horizon. Hidden within the dense grass, the lions lie motionless, their focused gazes locked onto a group of impalas drinking at the river's edge. The air feels heavy, as if the land itself is holding its breath. One impala suddenly lifts its ears, sensing danger. Its eyes scan the surroundings, alert and uncertain. But the warning comes too late. The predator bursts forward in a flash of muscle and dust. In seconds, the chase is over. The chosen impala is brought down, while the rest scatter in blind panic, leaving behind a storm of hoofprints and swirling earth. As the echoes fade, the savanna settles once more, and the quiet sound of feeding signals that balance has returned, at least for now. The feast comes to an end, yet every step the lions take as they move away still carries the weight of success. In Sabuti, rest is never lasting. The struggle to hold power has no final chapter. Day after day, the lions must prove their dominance again through awareness, strategy, and the will to endure in a land that shows no mercy. The roar that rolls across the savanna is more than a sound of triumph. It is a warning, a declaration, and a reminder. In this unforgiving kingdom, authority belongs only to those who can endure hardship, remain patient, and strike with perfect timing when the moment finally arrives. As the sun rises over the savanna and the morning mist slowly fades, a tall, elegant figure emerges from the golden grass, the ostrich, the largest bird on Earth. Reaching heights of up to 2.7 meters, and weighing more than 150 kilograms, this feathered giant may be unable to fly, yet it has evolved into a remarkable survivor. The ostrich is a living paradox. Its small wings, far too short to lift such a massive body into the air, serve very different purposes. They help maintain balance during sharp turns at full speed, create intimidating displays when danger approaches, and fan out in elaborate courtship rituals. Its true weapons are its long, powerful legs. With each stride, it can cover several meters and reach speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour, fast enough to outrun most predators of the savanna. When escape is no longer an option, it can defend itself. One well-aimed kick is powerful enough to drive away even the most reckless attacker. Its eyes are just as extraordinary. Large, dark, and nearly 5 centimeters across. The biggest of any living bird, they function like long-range sensors. From hundreds of meters away, an ostrich can detect the slightest movement across the plains. This early warning allows it to react in time, and alert others nearby. Ostriches are rarely true loners. They usually live in groups ranging from a handful of individuals to several dozen, often organized around a dominant male, accompanied by multiple females. This social structure increases vigilance, allowing more eyes to scan the landscape and offering greater protection for the young. Their feeding habits are highly adaptable. While they rely heavily on grasses, seeds, and roots, they also consume insects and small reptiles, taking advantage of whatever the environment provides. This flexible diet allows them to thrive across open savannas, grasslands, and even semi-arid regions. During calm afternoons, ostriches can be seen, moving steadily through the tall grass, their long necks swaying rhythmically as they search for food. As the sun sinks and the sky glows with deep reds and amber tones, the group gathers to rest. They choose open ground where visibility is clear in all directions, relying on space and sharp eyesight to detect danger long before it draws near. During the breeding season, ostriches are transformed into unexpected performers. The dominant male puts on an elaborate display, spreading his wings, lowering himself to the ground, opening his beak, and rhythmically shaking his black and white feathers in a striking courtship dance. If the female accepts, the pair works together to scrape a shallow nest into the earth, carefully disguising it with dry branches and surrounding debris. Here, the female lays between 10 and 20 enormous eggs, each weighing up to 2 kilograms, the largest eggs produced by any living animal. Incubation becomes a shared responsibility. By day, the female blends seamlessly with the pale tones of the savanna. By night, the male takes over, his dark plumage dissolving into the shadows. Even so, these nests remain prime targets. The scent of the eggs can draw in predators such as jackals, hyenas, or African wild dogs. When danger approaches, the female employs a remarkable strategy. She deliberately moves away from the nest, running in the opposite direction while flapping her wings, kicking up dust, and calling loudly to draw attention to herself. In that moment, she becomes a living decoy, risking her own safety to protect the fragile lives hidden in the sand. After more than 40 days of incubation, the shells begin to crack. From within, the chicks, already covered in soft down, push patiently with their tiny beaks until they break free into the light. Only hours old, they are already on their feet, wobbling across the sand beneath the watchful protection of their parents. Within a few weeks, the chicks reach the size of a turkey. Within months, they are running alongside the adults. There is no room for weakness in this land. Each youngster must quickly learn how to forage for roots and seeds, how to recognize dangerous insects, and how to stay close to the group to avoid predators. The parents especially, the male guard their young with relentless determination. Wings spread wide and neck held high, he stands his ground against jackals and hyenas, striking with powerful kicks capable of driving even bold predators away. Few chicks survive these early trials, but those that do carry forward a legacy shaped by endurance and resilience. Even with all its defenses, the ostrich remains a prized target. Cheetahs, lions, and African wild dogs see it as both a challenge and a high-risk reward. For the fastest predators, bringing down such a powerful bird is a test of speed, teamwork, and precision. It runs with explosive force, changes direction without warning, fights when escape is impossible, and uses deception to protect itself and its young. Some encounters end in loss, others in narrow survival. With the body of a sprinter and the mindset of a fighter, the ostrich embodies the true spirit of the African savanna, harsh and unforgiving, yet breathtaking in its strength and beauty. Every sunrise finds it vigilant, scanning the land for danger. Every sunset silhouettes its tall form against the horizon, unbroken and alert. As the sun rises over the Masai Mara, its light pours down like fire onto the dry grasslands. Heat shimmers in the air, bending the horizon into a wavering mirage. Within this scorching landscape, slender shapes glide like living shadows, the cheetahs, Africa's ultimate sprinters. Every muscle fiber, every curve of their bodies has been shaped by evolution for a single purpose: to achieve the greatest speed ever recorded among land predators. An adult cheetah measures roughly 1.5 meters in length, built with a lightweight frame, a flexible spine, and long, powerful limbs. Its oversized lungs flood oxygen into a heart that races at extreme speed during a chase. Unlike other big cats, its claws do not fully retract. They remain partially exposed, acting like the spikes of a professional sprinter, gripping the ground with every stride. When it runs, the cheetah's spine behaves like a loaded spring, stretching and compressing in rapid succession to hurl the body forward. Each bound can cover up to 8 meters. In just a few seconds, it can surge to speeds approaching 100 kilometers per hour. Yet this burst of power is fleeting. After only a short distance, heat buildup and muscle fatigue force the cheetah to slow down. speed is its greatest gift, and also its greatest limitation. Although cheetahs are often solitary hunters, some form small coalitions, usually brothers or young males, joining forces to improve their chances against larger, more dangerous prey. Cooperation brings precision, coordination, and confidence where a single hunter might hesitate. Their amber eyes lock onto an unusual target, an adult ostrich. The giant bird feeds with its head down, seemingly unaware of the danger drawing closer. An ostrich is no ordinary quarry. It outweighs a cheetah by far, stands taller, and carries powerful legs that can deliver a kick strong enough to kill. Choosing such prey is not about ease, it is about risk and reward. The cheetahs tighten the circle, each step light, almost gliding over the dust. They coordinate without roars or visible signals. Instinct and shared experience are enough. The tension mounts, the air grows heavy, and the entire world seems to contract around that single moment, predators and prey suspended on the edge of inevitable motion. Suddenly, the stillness shatters. The cheetahs explode into motion, streaking forward like bolts of lightning, their bodies slicing through the hot air. The ground seems to vibrate beneath their paws as clouds of red dust rise behind them, swirling like smoke across the plain. The ostrich reacts a heartbeat too late, launching into a powerful run. Its massive legs cover huge distances in seconds, each stride a whip-like motion that challenges even the fastest predators on land. For a few breathtaking moments, the chase becomes a perfect contest of nature, raw speed against towering strength. But teamwork tips the balance. The cheetahs spread out with precision. One veers to the left, another cuts off the escape route, while the third darts toward the bird's legs. The ostrich stumbles, loses its rhythm, and crashes to the ground. Dust engulfs the scene, blurring shapes and motion. In moments, the wingless giant is overpowered. The feeding begins, but it is never guaranteed to last. The cheetahs know that every second spent exposed is a risk. Hyenas or lions may appear at any moment, drawn by the scent and ready to steal the hard-won prize. They eat quickly, breathing hard, tearing off mouthfuls with the urgency of hunters who understand that abundance is fleeting. When the ostrich's body can offer no more, the cheetahs withdraw. Their bellies are full, their hearts still racing. There is no celebration, only caution. They collapse beneath the sparse shade of a bush, catching their breath while scanning the horizon. For them, the cycle never truly ends. Hunger will return, and with it, the silent tension and explosive pursuit that define life on the African plains. Life for a cheetah is a delicate balancing act. Its lightweight frame makes it the fastest runner on land, but that same build leaves it exposed and defenseless against stronger rivals. It lacks the power to hold on to a kill when lions or hyenas arrive. Every hunt is a high-risk gamble, an all-or-nothing attempt where failure means empty stomachs and wasted energy. For females, the challenge is even greater. They raise their cubs alone, shielding them not only from hunger, but from predators that target them from their very first days. Survival is never guaranteed. Despite these hardships, cheetahs remain one of the most striking icons of the African savanna. Their streamlined bodies, the dark, tear-shaped markings running from their eyes, and their unwavering focus on a target all reveal an animal perfectly shaped for pursuit. Every detail of their form speaks of speed, precision, and a life built around the chase. Each sprint is short, intense, and unforgettable, a burst of motion where muscles, dust, and instinct merge in a matter of seconds, yet outcomes are decided forever. They are the lightning of the plains, flashes of life that streak across the landscape and vanish almost as quickly as they appear. Speed may not grant them lasting dominance, but it gives them something just as powerful, a unique place in the wild, reminding us that sometimes survival is won in a single, breathless moment. In the heart of the Masai Mara, where the savanna seems to breathe with every passing wind and dawn paints the horizon in shades of gold, lives an extraordinary leopard. Her name is Luna. Her deep green eyes, like polished emeralds, reflect both moonlight and darkness. This is not only the story of a solitary hunter shaped by stealth and instinct, but also of a mother willing to challenge death itself to bring new life into the world. Her cub, Bessie. For days, Luna searched for a refuge worthy of new life. She tested every hollow with her nose, paused at every sound carried by the wind, weighing danger and silence with equal care. At last, she chose the base of an ancient tree, its roots plunging deep into the damp earth, like natural pillars. Her body began to tighten with the first signs of labor. As the sun edged above the horizon after hours of strain, Bessie was born. He was tiny and unsteady, his legs weak, his spotted coat still soft and dark, his breathing shallow but determined. Luna tended to him with endless patience, cleaning him carefully, urging warmth and strength into his fragile body with every gentle touch. She drew him close, sheltering him against her chest. In that quiet moment beneath the tree, motherhood became her greatest defense, stronger than claws, sharper than instinct. Bessie's first days unfolded in a fragile balance of clumsy play and deep, restless sleep. always within the protective reach of his mother. While the cub curled into a small, spotted bundle, Luna remained on constant watch, ears pricked, muscles tense, eyes tracking every flicker of movement. She left the den only when necessary, hunting small prey and returning swiftly. The Masai Mara offers no true sanctuary. Distant lion roars rolled across the plains. Hyena laughter sliced through the darkness. And high above, vultures traced slow circles in the sky, as if reading the land's unspoken promises. Every sound carried a warning. Every scent hinted at danger. To stay ahead of it, Luna shifted Bessie from one hiding place to another, lifting him gently in her jaws. With each move, she erased her trail, scattering the signs of their passage, turning the vast savannah into a puzzle no rival could easily solve. One evening, as the sun sank low and the savannah glowed in deep shades of red, a clan of hyenas drifted closer. Their harsh, echoing calls fractured the calm. Luna sensed the threat before it fully emerged. She rose instantly, fur bristling, posture rigid, her gaze sharp and unyielding. With a fierce snarl, she charged toward the intruders, placing herself squarely between danger and her cub. The hyenas hesitated. They had not anticipated the sudden resolve of a mother with nothing to lose. Luna struck with speed and precision, her movements decisive, her presence overwhelming in the fading light. The standoff lasted only moments before the hyenas backed away, their confidence dissolving into retreat. Luna returned to BC, breathing hard but unbroken. She curled her body around him, grooming him gently until he drifted back into sleep. Once again, the savannah was reminded of an ancient truth: a leopard mother will defend her young with relentless determination. As the weeks turned into months, Bessie began to change. His steps grew steadier, his curiosity bolder. He practiced leaping over fallen logs, chased insects through the grass, and climbed low branches with clumsy determination. Luna watched every move. A low growl corrected a mistake. A gentle lick guided him forward. Slowly, she taught him the essentials of survival: how to move without sound, how to wait with patience, how to let the wind carry his scent away instead of betraying him. When Bessie's appetite grew and small prey was no longer enough, Luna made an unusual choice. She joined forces with two other female leopards. At dusk, as the sky burned orange and red, they surrounded a herd of zebras. In the confusion, a young foal drifted too far from the group. In a sudden, coordinated burst, the three leopards attacked at once. Dust rose into the air, glowing in the fading light. The foal fell, and the hunt was over. Luna then brought Bessie to the fallen animal. She encouraged him to bite, to pull, to engage with the reality of the kill. This was more than a meal, it was a lesson. Under his mother's watchful green eyes, Bessie mimicked her movements, learning the feel and weight of his future role. With each passing moon, Bessie grew stronger. Muscles tightened beneath his spotted coat, and his gaze took on the sharp focus of a young hunter. He began to roam farther from their shelters, testing his instincts without Luna at his side. She followed at a distance, silent, watchful, proud, carrying a quiet ache she could not escape. She knew this bond was never meant to last forever. That moment arrived with the clarity of dawn. One morning, as sunlight gilded the savannah, Bessie rose with purpose. He walked ahead, then paused and looked back. His emerald eyes, so much like his mother's, met Luna's for a final instant. There was no sound, no gesture, only a silence heavy with understanding. Then Bessie turned away and moved toward the open horizon, into a future he would shape alone. Luna watched until his form dissolved into the tall grass. She remained beneath the tree's shade, still and composed, her task complete. She had guarded him, taught him, and finally let him go. The savannah carried on, indifferent, echoing with calls, wings, and running hooves. Yet in that quiet place, a mother had given the wild a new warrior, and the cycle of life continued once more. Luna never ruled from a throne, nor did she command followers. Yet her story became etched into the unseen memory of the savannah. She was a mother, a teacher, a guardian. Each scar on her body was a badge of survival, each moment of silence, a lesson passed on without words. Across the vast plains of the Masai Mara, where life and death brush against each other at every turn, she shone in her own way, a queen without a crown, shaped by moonlight and shadow. At first light, a Mediterranean forest lies wrapped in shadow. The air is cool and damp, rich with the scent of wet soil and decaying leaves. Among tangled roots and dense shrubs, a silent figure moves with deliberate grace. This is Shadow, the Iberian lynx, Europe's rarest wild cat. His nickname is well earned, a coat of golden brown, patterned with dark spots, blends seamlessly into the forest floor. Amber eyes, sharp and watchful, glow like embers in the half-light. Every step is precise, every breath controlled, as he becomes one with the dawn and the wilderness that shaped him. Though smaller than Africa's great predators, the Iberian lynx survives through an art of precision. Shadow moves with absolute stealth. His black tufted ears pivot in every direction, catching the faintest sound. At the slightest rustle, He freezes listening, calculating. His favorite prey is the rabbit, and in the dense undergrowth, he knows that patience can be just as lethal as claws. In the stillness of dawn, a rabbit nibbles carelessly at a low shrub. Shadow flattens himself against the ground, muscles drawn tight like bowstrings. He waits, time stretches. Then, one explosive leap. A living arrow slices through the air. The rabbit barely has time to turn its head before the lynx's claws close around its neck. The hunt lasts only seconds, swift, clean, merciless. Shadow does not pause to celebrate. He knows the forest can be as unforgiving as the savannah. Rarity offers no protection. He moves on, a silent shadow, securing the future of his species through cunning, precision, and instinct. Thousands of kilometers away, beneath the scorching sun of the Serengeti, another feline shares the essence of the shadow. It is the African caracol, often called the black-eared lynx. Its body is slimmer, more athletic, cloaked in a soft, reddish coat that glows under the light. Its ears long, pointed, and tipped with dark tufts, move like antennas, capturing every vibration carried by the wind. The caracal is a hunter of pure precision. It can measure between 90 and 110 centimeters in length, with long legs built for explosive leaps. One of its most astonishing abilities is its power to spring up to 3 meters into the air and snatch birds in mid-flight. A powerful jump, a perfectly timed swipe, a killing bite, and within seconds, the prey falls. On the savannah, the caracol stalks among low shrubs. Its eyes track a group of guinea fowl pecking calmly at the ground. Suddenly, one strays from the group. That is the moment. The feline crouches, its body trembling with tension. A flawless leap, a decisive strike, and victory is caught between its claws. Precision is its greatest weapon. The caracal has no fixed breeding season. When the female enters estrus, she emits soft calls and releases scents that attract a male. They meet, hunt together for a few days, groom one another, and then the male departs. After a gestation period of 70 to 80 days, the female seeks out a cave, a hollow log, or dense brush to give birth. There, between 1 and 3 cubs are born tiny, fragile, and completely dependent on her. For weeks, the mother does not stray far. She hunts close to the den and frequently changes hiding places to confuse predators. When the cubs reach 3 weeks of age, their eyes open and they begin to explore. They play, nip at each other, and practice clumsy leaps. Every game is a rehearsal for the future. With patience, the mother guides them, teaching which insects to avoid, how to move with the wind, and how to wait before striking. The savannah allows no mistakes. Jackals, hyenas, and even eagles pose constant threats. But under their mother's watchful care, the cubs learn to become living shadows, felines destined one day to carry on the legend of their species. In the woodlands of Europe, shadow the Iberian lynx, and on Africa's sunlit plains, the caracal reflect one another from worlds apart. They move without sound, blend seamlessly into their surroundings, and strike with flawless timing. They lack the brute strength of a lion or the blistering speed of a cheetah. Yet they wield weapons just as effective: discipline, patience, and stealth. Whether beneath the cool half-light of a forest or under the relentless glare of the savannah, these mid-sized hunters reveal a deeper truth of the natural world. Survival does not always belong to the biggest or the fastest. Often, it favors those who know how to fade into the landscape, wait, and act at precisely the right moment. Across this vast stage of nature, where every day is a test of survival, animals remind us of the strength, resilience, and balance that keep our planet alive. Every confrontation, every triumph, and every loss is part of the endless cycle that defines life in the wild. If this incredible world inspires you, support our journey with a like and subscribe to the channel to keep exploring the most remote and astonishing corners of Earth. Together, we can continue to observe, learn from, and protect the life that makes our planet truly unique. Thank you for being with us, and until the next wild adventure,